Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alrighty, so today I rolled a cigarette with Monopoly money, and now I'm going to be smoking it to become a billionaire. I need a lot of money. I am in some serious financial trouble right now. I decided to buy a Bugatti, and, well, I don't have the money to pay for it. And honestly, I'm going to have to declare bankruptcy, which is really not good. So, as such, I've been looking for methods to try to make sure that I can become a billionaire as quickly as possible. I've been looking for some quick, some get-rich-quick schemes and everything like that kind of thing. And I've decided that this is the best one for me. Smoking a cigarette rolled with Monopoly money should definitely make me a billionaire, because, I mean, like, that's all that game's about, you know what I'm saying? It's all about becoming the Monopoly, the billionaire, everything like that kind of thing. I definitely do think that smoking this cigarette right here that was rolled with some Monopoly money is gonna help me out with my financial troubles, and it's definitely going to make me into a billionaire. That is for sure. That is for sure, you know what I'm saying? But what are my expectations for this experience? Do I think this cigarette right here is going to taste good? No, I don't. There's a lot of ink on the paper. It's not only purple paper, but it's also got a lot of black ink on it and everything like that as well. I definitely do not think that this cigarette is going to taste very good, not only because there's a lot of ink on the paper, but also because the paper itself is actually a little bit thick kind of thing. It's not the thickest paper in the world, don't get me wrong. It's certainly thinner than some paper I've smoked before, but it's definitely not as thin as rolling paper, that is for sure. So I definitely don't think it's going to taste very good. I do think it's going to smoke all right. I don't think it's not going to work kind of thing, but overall, I am not expecting a good experience from, well, this experience. But I mean, like, hey, I'm trying to become a billionaire kind of thing. If this was a good experience, then everybody would be out there doing it and becoming billionaires, and then being a billionaire would mean nothing kind of thing. So of course, this is going to be a bad experience. It all makes sense, you know what I'm saying? It all makes sense. But without further ado, I do think it is now time for me to go ahead and get my cigarette that I rolled with some Monopoly money all lit up. And then after that, it is time for me to go ahead and become a billionaire. Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and get this cigarette right here all lit up. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? I will admit right off the bat, this is not a very good experience. This is not a very good experience. I had to get a little bit of a screenshot right there, you know what I'm saying? Because I got to be making some extra money, you know what I'm saying? I got to be trying to make some extra money. I know this is probably going to make me into a billionaire, but I got to make sure this video does well, you know what I'm saying? I got to make sure this video does well, that is for sure. But right off the bat, this is not a good experience. The paper is actually really not wanting to burn at all, which is honestly a little bit of a surprise. I thought it was going to burn a little bit easier than it is, but it's really not wanting to burn in all honesty. Maybe it has some sort of flame retardant on it or something like that kind of thing. Not exactly sure. I wouldn't be surprised in all honesty. Monopoly is generally considered to be a children's game, and I guess children like lighting stuff on fire. So maybe they want to make sure that the money is not going to be able to be easily set on fire or easily burn down somebody's house or something like that kind of thing. It would not surprise me if they hose down the Monopoly money with a flame retardant, in all honesty. That would be pretty amusing, that is for sure. And, well, they probably would have hosed it down with the flame retardant to make sure that people can't be rolling cigarettes with it like I'm doing right now, because they don't want people becoming billionaires from smoking a cigarette rolled with Monopoly money. How could they do this to me? How could they do this to me? I cannot believe it, you know what I'm saying? I cannot believe it. Right off the bat, though, how is this experience? I'm just going to go and ash this real quick and just go ahead and keep taking another puff or two, and then after that, I'm going to go and let you guys know how this experience has been so far. Overall, not very pleasant. It's pretty rough, I will admit. The taste I'm getting from the cigarette is very much sort of a very oddly sweet sort of paper-like taste. I don't know why the paper is so sweet, but it's super sweet. Maybe it's the ink on the paper. I'm not getting any sort of like disgusting chemical taste or anything like that, which is surprising, but it's definitely covering up the taste of the tobacco enough where I'm not really enjoying smoking this cigarette, that is for sure. It is super ashy though, or it's not really like ashy per se, but it's like really flaky ash that doesn't want to come off because the paper is so thick, which is a little bit surprising. I will admit that's something I wasn't really expecting all that much, even though I should have expected it. But overall, yeah, not a particularly pleasant experience. It's pretty rough. It definitely does not really taste the greatest, although definitely not the worst either. And it's just overall not one to smoke. The draw off of this cigarette right here is pretty terrible, if I do say so myself. Might be because I packed this cigarette kind of tight, but it also might just be due to the paper. Who knows? But overall, today, I most certainly do feel like I'm going to become a billionaire. That is for sure. I do most certainly feel like I'm going to become a billionaire. That Bugatti, I really don't want to get rid of it kind of thing. I really don't want to get rid of it. I really enjoy driving it. I can't even afford to fill up the tank right now. I really need some money. I really need some money kind of thing. And I definitely do think that this is probably the best get-rich scheme I have ever, get-rich-quick scheme that I have ever thought of. You know what I'm saying? The best one I've ever thought of. And if it doesn't work, well, I'm going to have to declare bankruptcy, go in front of the court, probably have my Roth IRA taken away from me, have my 401k taken away from me. They're probably going to take probably going to take my phone. You know, it's not going to be a fun time. It's not going to be a fun time, but I'm going to get through it kind of thing. I'm going to get through it. It's worth going through this. I was able to drive a Bugatti, you know what I'm saying? It was worth it just to be able to drive a Bugatti, even if I really shouldn't have bought the Bugatti. It really was not a smart financial decision, but it's whatever kind of thing. It's whatever. I'm surprised they haven't just bothered repoing it yet. I don't know why. Maybe repoing a Bugatti, maybe repoing a Bugatti Chiron really ain't a good idea. You might damage the car while you're doing that. I don't know why they haven't repoed it. It's not like I'm hiding it behind my house or anything like that kind of thing to prevent it from being repoed. I don't know why they haven't repoed it. Definitely not hiding it behind my house under a camo tarp to hide it from the repo man, that is for sure. Oh, wow. Yeah, that taste is just getting even worse. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that taste is not very pleasant. I am real quick just gonna try to soften up the tobacco just a little bit, just to see if I can get the airflow just to go any better or anything like that kind of thing. But I don't think it's the tobacco being packed tightly. I think it's all the paper, in all honesty. Yeah, not a very pleasant experience. But I mean, like, hey, if this was a pleasant experience, then everybody would be becoming a billionaire from doing this, you know what I'm saying? Oh. Wow. Yeah, this tastes terrible. This tastes absolutely terrible. It's not pleasant at all. Not pleasant at all. Like, is it worth it to become a billionaire? Yeah, 100%, but I would not do this again. No way. No way. I would never roll Monopoly money into a cigarette. I would never roll a cigarette with Monopoly money ever again, unless I needed some more money because I bought, like, a country or something like that kind of thing, and I couldn't afford my loan payment on the country. Then I might roll another cigarette with Monopoly money, but in all reality, I can't see myself doing that. I'm pretty happy with my Bugatti Chiron, and maybe I'll try to buy, like, I don't know, a $50 million house or something like that. I can't keep it up, y'all. I can't keep it up. Yeah, this is a terrible experience. I don't ever want to do this again kind of thing. Monopoly money sucks to roll with. Monopoly money really does suck to roll with. Tastes terrible. Doesn't want to smoke very well. It's smokable. I'm not getting a buzz right now, and probably the minuscule buzz I'm getting isn't even from the tobacco, because the tobacco I used isn't really that heavy of tobacco. And I just use a mixture of, like, ultralight and light tobacco. I ain't gonna lie, I just have, like, a bowl of mixture of tobacco that I use for rolling cigarettes, and that's what I use to roll this cigarette right here. It's definitely not getting me buzzed. I am feeling a little bit of something, but I think probably that little bit of something I'm feeling is probably coming from the ink on the paper, not from the tobacco itself, I will admit. But either way, certainly no complaints on my behalf. I may or may not be killing some brain cells right now, but that's okay, you know what I'm saying? That's okay. It's worth it to become a billionaire, you know what I'm saying? It's worth it to become a billionaire. Man, oh man. Ooh, yeah, that sucks. That sucks. That's terrible. I would never do this again. I don't recommend any of y'all try this at home. Don't roll a cigarette with Monopoly money. It's terrible. There's probably flame retardant on the paper. It doesn't taste good. There's a super distinct chemical taste that wasn't really super apparent at the beginning of the cigarette, but it is pretty apparent now. I definitely have to say, yeah, terrible experience. I would not recommend. I definitely would not recommend the taste of the tobacco. You can't taste the taste of the tobacco because of the chemical taste coming from the paper. It doesn't even smoke well. It's honestly surprisingly rough. It's not a good experience. It's not a good experience, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Oof, yeah. Like, I'm looking at this right now, and I'm like, man, I don't even want to smoke the rest of this. It's just that bad, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. It really is just that bad. Yeah. I'm glad to have had this experience. I'm glad to now know that Monopoly money does not work well as cigarette paper, but this is definitely not an experience I would want to have again, and this is definitely not an enjoyable experience. Yeah, no. I'm all set kind of thing. I'm all set. I think having this experience once is plenty for me. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. And we can see there's a decent amount of tar coming through, but honestly, not as much as I was expecting. A little bit surprising, I will admit. But hey, certainly no complaints on my behalf either way. That is for sure. But man, I am starting to feel a little bit buzzed now, though, I will admit. I am starting to feel a little bit buzzed now, I will admit. But this is definitely still not something that I would want to do ever again. Even though I'm feeling a little bit buzzed, it's not significant of a buzz. It's not good enough of a buzz for me to want to do this again. That is for sure, you know what I'm saying? And man, I feel like I got a burp. Maybe not. Maybe I do. Maybe not. Excuse me. There we go. There is that burp. No complaints on my behalf, that is for sure. You know what I'm saying? No complaints on my behalf at all. Alrighty, though. I legitimately don't want any more of this. I really don't. This is a terrible experience, and I've smoked most of it. I'm gonna call it quits after taking another couple of hits. This cigarette is pretty rough, I ain't gonna lie. It's not super rough by any means, but it is definitely more rough than not. I definitely have to say the chemical taste overwhelms the tobacco, and it's not even a particularly pleasant chemical taste. It was at the beginning of the cigarette, but it's not anymore, that is for sure. And it doesn't even smoke all that well kind of thing. Yeah. Rolling a cigarette with Monopoly money has been successful. I have been able to smoke a cigarette that was rolled with Monopoly money. But it was not a good experience. It was not a good experience, and this is not an experience I would ever want to have again, that is for sure. But I do think without further ado, it is now time for me to go ahead and take the last couple hits of this cigarette, and then after that, it's time for me to go ahead and end the video right there. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying, Alrighty though, y'all. That's it from me. That's it for me. I'm not smoking any more of this. I am all set. I am all set. I am all good. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video where I, well, rolled a cigarette with Monopoly money and smoked it to become a billionaire. I have most certainly become a billionaire. I think I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna check my bank account, and for some reason, there's gonna be $1 billion in my account. Definitely not because I've been committing felony tax evasion or anything like that. Definitely not because I've been laundering money or anything like that. That's a joke, IRS. I don't do that. That's a joke. That's a joke, IRS. It's a joke. Don't take me seriously, IRS. Don't take this entire video seriously. It's all a joke, my man. It's all a joke, IRS. Don't audit me. I don't feel like dealing with it. I don't feel like dealing with an audit. Don't audit me, IRS. But I most certainly have become a billionaire because I, well, rolled a cigarette with Monopoly money and smoked it, that is for sure. This has been a terrible experience, not something I ever want to do again, but I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching anyway. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to, well, like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my second channel, all in the description down below. Go check it all out. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, y'all. To the next one, stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying?